Representatives launch probe into JAMB's 2025 UTME mass failure. Peter Obi proposes death sentence for corrupt leaders in Nigeria. Late on the show, Senate sets up 20-member committee to plan National Security Summit amid rising insecurity. I'll be hanging out with Charles Idel and Asukwo James. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. The pressure continues to mount on the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB regarding the public outcry trailing the outcome of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. About 78% of the candidates that sat for the examination scored below 200 out of 400 marks, triggering nationwide backlash. As such, the House of Representatives has begun moves to investigate mass failure in the 2025 UTME following a motion by a lawmaker from Osun State, Adewale Adebayo. However, JAMB has admitted a major technical error with nearly 380,000 results affected. All right, Charles, now that the House of Reps is set to probe, the mass failure of the 2025 UTME, talk to me. What should we expect?
Well, I wouldn't be expecting something new. I wouldn't accept they go the whole hog.
What do you mean by the whole hog?
Going the whole hog is the thorough investigation. It's not just about lawmakers sitting down there and talking. How about professionals? How about technical people who understand some of these things where glitches can come? Are they going to be inviting them to also look at, number one, let's look at the causes of this, and then how do we ensure that this national embarrassment doesn't repeat itself again in future, either near future or the immediate future. But when you look at it, there are things I look at as the probable cause of this wahala. And I ask myself, is it a pattern in JAMB? For instance, I'm going to be quoting Professor Loyode verbatim here. He said the board discovered that discrepancies linked to the 47 updates in its Lagos and southeast zones, which led to the failure to upload candidates' responses during the first 3 days of the exam. Now, he said that the fault went undetected before the results were. The faults were now they embarked upon several updates. So the question I'm going to be asking: do you update servers very close to when you are going to be having this important national thing? Okay. Why don't you carry it out a few months earlier, then test run? I mean, some of us are tech savvy. But why would you, carry out server update? I mean, even the way they look at it there, they said 40 server updates. Is it that the server update was 40 or the server was 40 and then now require update? So for me, there are naughty issues they need to do. Is it that is it a regular thing that they have to update the server every time they want to do exams? A routine? Okay, if you must carry that out, why do that days very close to the exam date? Why don't you do it maybe much earlier, test run it and ensure that no hitches are detected? Now, even the technical partners of JAMB, after they have carried it out, why was there not maybe information, communication to JAMB that we are done? They said these things were not detected earlier enough. It's after 3 days, but they say, something just happened and all that. I mean, it counts the problem. So what I'm saying, I think there was a communication breakdown between the technical people who were handling these updates and all that, and the JAMB itself to say, okay, the updates have been concluded. We now hand over to you, but there are certain things you must do to make it work. So it's as if they just did it, and then JAMB just went in and then. All right, let me bring
Asukwo in here. Now the House of Reps, they're going to probe this UTME. Now, what should we expect? One, and also they also said they proposed that maybe more CBT centers be built
by local government.
Local government. Exactly. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's better they build more centers, because people traveling miles, for them to sit for this exam, it doesn't speak well. In fact, till today, as of today, they were supposed to sit in some part in this Owerri zone that was, rescheduled. Yeah, they've even moved it because, and those candidates are still complaining, having these same disruptions.
The same issue.
So I think it's something that they need to think about. JAMB have to find a way of bringing it very close to people. It shouldn't be something that will be very far off. Because if you are sitting for exam,
like decentralizing,
your brain should be fresh. Your brain should be fresh for you to just go there and sit for this exam. And I feel if they do that, these numbers that they are saying that, because I feel JAMB has been saying from 2021, 2022, the numbers of people who fail has been above 70. Yes, on the increase.
Yes.
So if we now have these centers very close to them, we should be able to see a marked difference.
Okay.
Let's even use that one first. So then from there,
to
the center. Then the House of Reps, saying that
they should build more CBT centers.
No, we've said about, talked about that.
Okay, to probe into
it. Yeah, let them probe. But the thing is, sometimes most of these probes does not even hold water. It doesn't hold water.
They
end up with the recommendation upon recommendation. Everybody now knows that there was a technical glitch.
Okay.
Is it something that could have been avoided? Perhaps. If, for instance, you are saying that, you notice this error 3 or 4 days before, there is nothing stopping JAMB from saying, let's hold on,
put a hold on,
for this exam.
We sort out
until maybe 2-3 weeks after, let the candidate come for this exam.
Okay.
They could have done that.
Now, another thing, gentlemen, because our time is fast spent. Looking at this whole UTME situation, JAMB, they first admitted that yes, the error was from us, and they also apologized to Nigerians. Do you think JAMB should be commended for this?
Is it JAMB now or the? Because
should they be commended?
For me,
I think it's
the JAMB register.
For me, there are 2 entities.
But should they be commended for at least admitting and apologizing?
Yes. I go first?
No, go on.
Okay. Now, there are 2 entities. You have the institution, that is JAMB. Then you have the personality, that
the registrar.
Professor Ode has been, on upward movement about bringing a lot of innovations to that. I personally, I might be wrong. I think I suspect there may be a modicum level of sabotage. I tell you why I say so. I tell you why I say so, because there's been, this thing always suppressed. The people within will say, they say money chop and all that.
Yes.
Or some of these things, because they might have been a lot and it been remitting.
But all of these are allegations. We can't substantiate.
I said this is what I own that opinion.
All right.
That opinion is mine, not TVC's opinion.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, because as I said, these things been happening and they've been upward, review, and there will be even people as well, after the 2023 election. People will say, can we borrow the JAMB registrar to even help us manage INEC? To that extent, people were saying so because of the innovations and the near perfect. How do I say now? What he has brought about technology has brought to JAMB and all that.
Okay.
But suddenly. Come on.
So where do you stand?
I stand with...
He should be commended.
I am commending him.
Okay, you're
because of the fact that it's very un-Nigerian for you to say, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Very un-Nigerian.
Yes, exactly. Most Nigerians would. If it were to be another person, he would not even admit that anything happened.
Yes. He would rather blame someone else for it.
Or we'll just pepper it round and round, look for excuses. And at the end of the day, we'll start complaining and talking about it on social media. Then the next thing, it will just pass. You understand? Yeah, of course. So, and it will pass. But Professor Oloyede is a very sincere person. And if you notice the way he has carried on with this JAMB, since he became the JAMB registrar, you will see a level of sincerity and honesty in how he has been doing his work.
Okay.
So. I think we need to give him commendation for that.
Yes.
You understand? And we'll take a cue. Yes, just like he said, all humans, there's every possibility there's human error.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand? So we'll just have to give him that commendation. And we'll feel and we'll know that, we'll believe that he'll be able to, pass through this phase. Because it's a major, hurdle.
Absolutely.
Because if he doesn't get it right, you know, at this particular point, there will be hits. You know,
all right.
But I will not be happy if nobody is punished. Can you?
Okay, there should.
No, of course,
I will not be happy if after the nobody is punished.
At the end of the day, we will need to know the companies that were involved.
Exactly, and then who did that, yes.
Maybe just like the House of Reps say that they are probing, we need to know the companies, why did it happen?
Yes,
look for technical, competent technical partners who will do the probe, not just lawmakers who do not understand anything about it.
Okay, so like some independent
to come and be drinking tea on the table. No, we don't want. So we need people who understand.
All right, gentlemen.
The issue.
All right, gentlemen. Away from that, let's move straight to our second conversation. The fight